Boy, it feels like that every night for the Rays, like it's just a matter of time. And that's how I felt last night when the rain delay began. I felt like if they could get through the fifth, they can hopefully take advantage of a rain delay and just get a win. Instead, they did not get through the fifth. The rain delay happened. The game began again. And late last night, the Minnesota Twins won 7-6 against the Rays. But, as we've been talking about during the show, the goals for the Rays are not going to change. They're trying to win baseball games. They're going to continue to try to win baseball games. Certainly as a Rays fan, the goals, the expectations, what we care about is changing a lot, at least for me. So, for instance, last night, whether the Rays won or lost, I'm not going to say it's irrelevant. I'd rather they not finish in last place this year, and that's my biggest goal for them is to get out of last place at some point this season. I want them to win games. But what would have been better for the Rays than actually winning a game last night would have been Aaron Civale to go out there and put up a halfway decent performance, potentially build up some trade value, and get something for him before the trade deadline, because getting some new pieces and a roster that is able to compete next season, I think should be the goal for the rest of this season, at least leading up to the trade deadline.
Maybe we're just overthinking things. Maybe we got to simplify things. The Mets...
Us or the Rays?
The Rays. The Mets just had, a week ago, Grimace,
the
character from McDonald's.
The great Grimace. Is there a better one?
The Hamburglar's pretty cool.
He is.
A little naughty. He's, I'll
leave that part to you.
Stealing burgers. You shouldn't be stealing anything, but it's a cool character.
You got to steal something, though. Burgers is a good place to start.
We need to steal some wins. Maybe we got to get the Hamburglar on the mound, because Grimace threw out the first pitch at Citi Field last Wednesday, and guess what? The Mets, who have been horrible, have won 7 straight games, and they keep coming back. They're hitting the ball. So McDonald's is joined in on the fun. They know Grimace has changed the fortunes of the Mets. Maybe we should get McDonald's in on the fun and get like a Ronald or a Hamburglar here to change the fortunes of the Rays.
Does Grimace replace Mr. Met?
Listen, if you're a Mets fan, you're throwing Mr. Met to the curb and you're getting Grimace in there every game.
I think the real question is 888-546-4620 and also 82945 on the Bartow Ford DA text line. A very important question should be, which fast food mascot would be the best for the Rays? Which fast food mascot could get us over the top?
That's it. We just need him to change the fortunes. I mean, and tonight doesn't feel great. You've got, Taj Bradley on the mound for the Rays, but for every Rays fan, you're staring at Joe Ryan, who we don't have to go too far in the past to remember that he was in the Rays organization, and he was traded to bring in Nelson Cruz because, of course, we all want to make a big splash at the trade deadline, but we don't realize sometimes you're trading away your future.
But that's what happens, and I'm never going to be over the top. Like every now and then there'll be a player you wish you still had, and this is certainly one of them. But we understand that this is how baseball works, and every single team has those guys throughout baseball that they at one point had and they wish they still had
or could have had. Buster Posey.
I think we need like a pub sub mascot. Is there a pub sub mascot that can throw out a first pitch at the Trop?
Yeah, imagine that suit. You're just a pub sub. Are you white bread? Are you wheat? Are you multigrain? By the way, I'm a
Hamburglar.
You're a Hamburglar guy.
You're
he
a big
cool.
what though? What were you going to say? You're a big what guy?
I'm a big multigrain guy now.
Are you?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I changed the multigrain. What about the Hamburglar?
I was talking about the Hamburglar, like the mascot from McDonald's. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I've never heard of him.
Oh, look up the Hamburglar. He's badass.
What's the Hamburglar?
Wait, are you sure? I've never heard of the Hamburglar before, Casey.
Oh, okay. Well,
are you sure he's a thing?
Oh, he's a thing.
Who? You didn't just make that up?
No.
Because I am and especially in the last 5 minutes, I've never heard of the Hamburglar.
Do you think maybe the Hamburglar is just like a Kentucky thing?
It's got to be. Because I know about Ronald, I know about Grimace, but I've never heard of this Hamburglar. That's a cool concept. What does he do, like steal burgers or something?
I mean, you would think from his name,
Would you say he's a thief, and would you say he's a good guy?
I would say he's a good guy for fat people because he steals their burgers, but a bad guy for people that are hungry.
Hold on. As a fat guy, I can tell you that people that steal my burgers are not my friends.
Actually, this is kind of funny. Hey, can you go to my Twitter right now, Casey Warner, at Jacobson on air?
Yeah.
Go check out my Twitter.
Let's see.
Tell me what you see there. You see the latest thing I tweeted. At Jacobson on air for anyone else who wants to follow me and check the tweet.
Ronald or the Hamburglar? Ah, wow, you just said that. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing.
That's so cool, though. Hey,
Dude.
I was doing other things, obviously.
There are significantly more McDonald's mascots than I ever knew. Some of them I've actually seen but didn't realize or forgot about, but there are a bunch. Aaron, have you ever heard? I'm going to give you some hints, and I want to see if you can pick the McDonald's mascot right now, okay? As a guy who I know loves McDonald's more than anyone I know, blank the early bird. This is These are all McDonald's mascots.
Blank the early bird?
Yes.
I don't know.
Casey Warner? He's not listening again. He's answering the phones. My bad. Birdie, the early bird.
My mom.
You remember Birdie?
I do remember Birdie. My mom just sent me a picture of the Hamburglar, essentially going, "This is the Hamburglar." I know who the It was a joke.
God.
I was just talking about the Hamburglar for 3 minutes.
I forgot about this guy, but I feel like he was a pretty famous McDonald's mascot, Aaron. By the way, yes, this is our Rays conversation for the day, all right? This is what you get when you play baseball this way.
Grimace has led the Mets to 7 straight wins.
Hey, damn right. All right, we're just trying to find an answer for the Rays. Get off us. Aaron, the mayor.
Don't know the mayor.
Mayor McCheese.
Yeah, that's what old Dave on the phone. Yeah.
And somebody just texted in as well.
Yeah.
By the way, for the people that are texting in, how do we not know who the Hamburglar is? Pat and I were joking. We know who the Hamburglar is. We were just joking around with Casey because I started the segment talking about the Hamburglar. So, yes. Somebody said that Hooters mascot should be thrown out. Somebody also said we need to get Wendy. I'm not going to read the last part.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll get Wendy out there. Something's got to turn the fortunes around. It worked for the Mets. Maybe it will work for the Rays. Who knows? I'm willing to try anything. It's like Major League with what's his face? Who I can't believe I'm bringing.
Joe Boo.
Joe Boo.
Yes.
Let's Joe Boo this stuff.
There was a captain, a very pirate-like captain for McDonald's. He had a bird on his shoulder.
Yes. Hey, check your phone, Pat. Mike from Magnanimous. Mac Sabbath. There's a Black Sabbath cover band.
Oh, that is hilarious.
They dress up as McDonald's characters.
Big Mac Sabbath?
Mac Sabbath.
That's good. It's like Ozzy Osbourne. They'll bite the head off a burger.
If you want to see Mac Sabbath, sent to us from our friend Mike over at Magnanimous, that is the death metal band, apparently.
Yeah.
Mac Sabbath.
How many members of the McDonald's clan have they canceled? Has McDonald's feel like we got to get rid of this
McDonald's
person?
themselves.
Yeah, been like, we're done with the Mayor McCheese.
So you remember the captain, Casey? Because I don't remember this guy at all. He looks pretty old.
The captain, is he one of the McDonald's mascots? I've never heard of the captain.
Captain Crook, apparently also a McDonald's mascot, as are the McNugget Buddies. Professor.
We should at least get a McDonald's endorsement out of this. We've done a whole segment dedicated
Seriously.
to the history of McDonald's characters.
Hey, are you listening to us, McDonald's? If we don't get a McDonald's endorsement out of this, we're sending Officer Big Mac after you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Officer Big Mac, another one.
We'll send the mayor after you, Mayor McCheese.
I gotta say, I'm actually pretty partial to Grimace. Grimace is actually probably the best out of all of them because he looks like
what?
He looks like the WKU Hilltopper. They look really.
Oh, he does.
They look really
He does.
similar.
That's
So
fair.
yeah, I like that one.
That makes sense.
There's also the Fry Kids, Sunday, a dog named after their ice cream sundaes, the Happy Meal Gang, Cause MCs, I don't know what the hell they are, Happy, the Happy Meal. I mean, there is a lot of McDonald's mascots I was not aware of. And I wonder if the Rays are aware of them because maybe if they were, they'd know who to call up for the first pitch to turn this thing around.
We're willing to do anything. Like I said, it's Joe Boo time.
Dave in Tampa, good morning.
Yeah, I was going to call there. You know, you've already discussed it, but there was there was a Mayor McCheese. I remember Mayor McCheese and the Hamburglar. And when you mentioned I didn't remember the captain right away, but when you mentioned that he was like a burger thief, I remember, they had a lot. They weren't necessarily mascots, but they were in a lot of the commercials back in the day in the 80s.
All right.
When was the last time you called us?
It's been too long.
How long has it been?
I haven't called in a while,
This is what really got you going. It was Mayor McCheese.
Yes. There's a bit of a connection with because my dad had an advertising agency for years. It was one of the biggest in the state, and we actually handled the McDonald's account.
I like it.
So
Well,
a lot of,
thank you for the call and the call back. Listen, Pat. Here's what we need to do.
you.
We need to get different. Like somebody just texted, get the Colonel out there. We should do tryouts for mascots, and we do a new like fast food chain mascot throwing out the first pitch until the Rays lose. Like if let's say we throw out the Colonel and the Rays go on a winning streak, the Colonel's the first pitch until they lose, and then we got to try out a new mascot.
Listen, whatever it takes to break the streak.
Is that Fritzy from the Dan Patrick show? Somebody just texted in. It did sound a little bit like Fritzy.
Real quick,
Yeah, a little bit.
I guess it was John in Cocoa Beach just called in and said the original Ronald McDonald was a Willard Scott.
Yeah.
Whoever that is.
I do
So,
know about Willard Scott. There was a movie
fact.
made about him, I believe, too.
Really?
Jack Harris used to tell me a lot about Willard Scott. I don't know too much about him. I'd have to do some
I know
research.
nothing about Willard Scott.
Have you seen kind of similar but off topic a little bit? Have you seen the movie about the guy that came up with the spicy Cheetos or whatever the hell they were?
No.
It's a really fascinating movie. It's a great movie. It's not spicy. What is the first like really
Fritos?
Was it
Flamin'
Fritos?
Hot.
Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Maybe it was Cheetos.
Chester Cheetah?
What is
the guy
going on in this show?
Listen, this is where we are. This is what the Rays have done to us with their play. There's a movie about the guy who came up with the Flamin' Hot stuff that they put on a lot of their stuff now. Like, brilliant guy that was like the janitor. And like, I can't remember where he came from, but they love spicy food. And he's like, we need spicy food. And he came up with the whole, like, the seasoning for this red hot stuff.
It's a brilliant man.
It's a good movie.
On the Bartow 4 DA text line, I forgot this. Jay Boo, he didn't help at all because at the end of the movie, Serrano says to Jay Boo, he says, I do it myself. And I hit the home run.
That's right. He says, F you, Joe Boo. I do it myself.
Joe Boo. And then he did it himself and he hit the home run.
Here's the good news. It doesn't matter if it's a little mascot in the locker. It doesn't matter who makes the home run go over the fence.